If you're feeling some looseness or slop within your steering, especially if you have larger tires or a lift on your 2014 through 2018 four-wheel drive Ram 2500, this Synergy manufacturing 1.5-inch Chromoly Drag Link is a mod that you should consider. Now, this system is perfect for the HD Ram owner who has a broken drag link or some worn link symptoms from hauling or tougher towing driving scenarios, constant use of their truck, and even larger tires and a lift that I mentioned that have caused some premature wear. Now, the drag link here is made for all of those situations, being tough enough to withstand you taking your truck through its paces while bringing a lot of control back into your steering for a comfortable and confident driving experience. If you're not sure what your drag link is, it's the rod that connects your steering gearbox on the frame to your knuckle that turns your wheels, and when it's worn, bent, or broken, it can cause all types of chaos within your steering system. Now, the ball joints do wear down over time, and the factory link can even bend in very abusive situations, leading to a lot of instability, wobbling, looseness, or other symptoms that you may feel with your Ram's handling. Now, this, on the other hand, has a much larger design that eliminates any flexion and resists that looseness or that feedback that you may feel in your steering, tightening it up for a more controlled experience when you're driving, especially under heavy loads or with those larger tires that tend to test the system. Now, with being much stronger, it's also adjustable for the ability to dial in your alignment if it's been off due to lifting your truck or just standard wear and movement over time. The construction here is what is responsible for the benefits that you get out of this system being much beefier than a factory one with a 1.5-inch outer diameter tubing. It's also made of chromoly, which is essentially hardened steel thanks to the addition of chromium in the construction, skyrocketing the rigidity compared to standard steel, which makes this one much stronger than a lot of the other entry-level or even factory replacement choices in the category. Now, on top, to prevent any rusting or corrosion, this has a gray powder coat, and in addition to the protection, it also looks pretty cool when mounted up. Now, the ball joints are again heavy duty with a metal on metal build and are serviceable to maintain a long lifespan out of this drag link, and they all come with all new hardware to eliminate any use, or should I say reuse, of the old factory hardware. This is about $550, which is a solid price point for what you're getting here. Now, this Synergy option is massive compared to factory replacement choices, as I mentioned, and the metal on metal ball joints are for those tougher driving scenarios. So while this is more expensive than some of those entry-level choices, this will hold up much longer compared to them. Now, I think if you need a drag link and want to invest in one that will hold up to your truck and your lifestyle, and you don't mind spending a few bucks to avoid failure or premature wear, then this is a solid choice for you. Install won't require any modifications. This will bolt right into place of the factory one, but this does get a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, considering that you should have a little bit of mechanical experience in order to get the job done. Now, if you have the right tools and setup in order to do it, it should really only take about an hour or so. So speaking of that, let's head over to our shop. I'm gonna hand it over to one of our installers, and they're gonna show you a detailed breakdown on how you can bolt this up to your truck. So that wraps it up for what I have to say. Let's go ahead and get to the install.
For this install, you will need an impact, an extension, a 3/8 to 1/2-inch adapter if necessary, 16, 19, and 21 millimeter sockets, 8 millimeter ratcheting wrench, 19 millimeter wrench, ball joint removal tool, a grease gun, and also not shown here is the jack and jack stands. All right, today we're going to be doing a drag link on our Ram, so let's get started. All right, so we've got the vehicle in the air. We do have the wheels straight to start this. That is kind of important just to make sure you have a reference mark of where your pitman arm is going to be. What we're going to do is remove the 21 millimeter nuts off of both sides of our ball joints of our drag link. I'll grab a ball joint puller tool, and then we'll pop these out and get our drag link out. First, we're going to grab our 21 mil socket and remove the nut on the ball joint of our pitman arm side. Next, we're going to loosen our outer ball joint side, again with our 21 mil socket. Now, we're not going to fully remove it just yet. We are going to loosen it though. So now we're going to unseat our ball joint from our pitman arm. We've got our ball joint removal tool, We got our 16mm socket. If you don't have one of these, they are available for rental or even purchase from your local auto parts store. Ours takes a 16mm socket to run it in. So we're just gonna very carefully put some pressure on this. Now you do want to exercise caution because this is going to be under a lot of tension. Now in order to get the upper end of your drag link out, you may have to pull your steering towards the passenger side, like so. That's gonna allow you to get into this opening on our cross member, so we'll be able to pop this out. So now we're over here. This is gonna give us enough room to push this up and out. As you can see, it's a little bit tight still. We're gonna move our pitman arm back over. Drop this down, like so. Now that is gonna sit on your tie rod right here. Now we're gonna fully remove our other nut. Once again, you can use your ball joint tool, set that in. We'll get up there with our 16mm socket and pop that out. Run this in. Now you do want to make sure you support or at least prevent your drag link from falling and hitting anything when you pop this out. Now we can remove our drag link. Pick up on this side, drop it down. We can set this aside. All right, so now that we've got our factory drag link out, we've got our new one up on the table next to that factory one. And what we're gonna do is just set our baseline length. We wanna get this pretty much to the factory size before we put it in. That's gonna give you a nice baseline. Now, obviously you wanna definitely get an alignment after you install this. This is gonna get you pretty close so you can at least drive to the alignment shop and not have your wheels being all choppy or way off center. So we'll bring this over. Now you can measure these if you would like, or you can just eyeball it and get it pretty close. These are adjustable on both ends. So if you need to bring one end out, you just screw it out or screw it in. So we'll get these set. I like where this is sitting, so we'll just adjust this side out a little. Now these are reverse threads. It's looking pretty good. So once we have this adjusted, we're gonna get our bolts into our adjusters. We're not gonna tighten them down just yet because we do want it to be able to move a little, but we'll get them installed. Get this in with our bolt and flat washer. Flat washer, and lock nut on this side. Once we tighten down, these are gonna pinch everything in position and lock it into place. So now that we've got this one in, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Next, we're gonna install our provided grease fittings. We'll get these in to our ball joints. We're going to tighten these down with our 8mm ratcheting wrench. Once you got this side in, you can do the same thing for the other side. Now we can begin installing our drag link. We're going to start out at our hub side. It's lined up. Nut on. Hold that in place. Now we'll get our pitman arm side in. So we're going to bring this up and over. Bring our pitman arm over. Now this is the part where if you need to adjust, you can. Drop that down. We'll get that nut in place. Now we'll get our mounting nut and our provided flat washer in. And we'll come back and tighten everything down. So we're going to tighten down our ball joint nuts first. So we'll bring back our 21mm socket. To have a cotter pin that goes through them. We'll make sure those holes line up. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. Now we'll tighten down this side, again with our 21mm socket. Now we'll tighten down our pinch bolts. So for that, we'll need a 19mm wrench and a 19mm socket. And we can do the same thing for the other side. Next, we can install our cotter pins through our castle nuts and our ball joint studs. Now there's no wrong way to bend a cotter pin as long as it wraps around the threads. The sole purpose is to prevent the nut from spinning off. Spin that back around. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Next, you'll want to grease your ball joints. So you will need a grease gun. Just attach that on. Pump this up. Here it does start to fill up. Now once you have this side greased, you can do the same thing on the other side. Once again, remember, once you complete this, you definitely want to go get a wheel alignment. Alrighty, that about wraps up our review and install of our Synergy Manufacturing 1.5-inch Chromoly Drag Link for your 14 to 18 four-wheel drive Ram 2500. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.